SJTwo board. As you can see, it has little LEDs blinking back and forth. So this is just a bit of an update to show people that I've made some progress on the SJTwo board. I haven't really given any replies on the Compy SJTwo Slack. These other buttons don't really do anything. I forgot to put this button in here because I ran out of buttons. And then if you press this button, it'll turn the LED on as long as you're holding it. As you can see, there's a couple areas that aren't populated. For example, the ESP8266 area has not been populated. I actually just bought one so I could put it in there and test it out. Just play around with it. The OLED display's not in here, mostly because of the fact that this little area here is too far down. It needs to be at least like halfway through for this to kind of work out. Really got to figure that part out a little later on. So that's why these passives are not included. Didn't feel any need for that. And then over here, I have a couple of high density, really small 0602 capacitors. Just here to kind of, they actually weren't necessary. I had them out for the majority of the time, but I decided to put them in there just to see if there's any difference. When it comes to issues with the board, the only real issues I've seen thus far, because the external clock, or this clock works, I haven't tried the RTC yet, I haven't tried the battery, haven't tried an SD card yet. I haven't tried a lot of things on this thing. The things that were blaringly obvious are the OLED display and there was another one. Where are you? Where are you? Other issues. There exists other issues on this board. Wow, I really can't remember off the top of my head. It just went away. I just had it. Okay, never mind. Yeah, so when it comes back to me, I think I will make a little comment about that. Probably come back to it in a little bit. One of the things I want to show you guys is kind of like the invoices and the cost of the boards. So here's the sorry, I have to do this on the screen, but yeah, here's the SJ1 and 2 bill of materials. And I was able to get my bill of materials down to $17.55, which the old one was like, I think $30 something dollars, which is the reason why it was so expensive before. I also have a quote kind of showing how much the boards will cost. As you can see here, the total cost, including shipping and everything else, would be around $38.12 per unit, as well as $33.32 if I get 500 of them. The issue with that is that this is actually not the cost that you would get them if we sold them at the bookstore. If we sold them at the bookstore, we have to add a little bit of a margin here. And that margin is going to be $38.12 divided by 75. That's around $50, around about $51. And the other one's going to be around $44. Now, that wasn't the limit that I was hoping to get around $30 to $40, but the thing is, the bill of materials is a lot higher on this one, mostly because I left some areas open and they went and decided to put in like, oh, we'll use these capacitors for this area. These will be nice and safe. I wanted to reduce the cost from what it was before, and the way that actually happened is this little area right here. AliExpress to the rescue. Yeah, so my idea is actually use AliExpress for the micro USB ports, as well as for the header pins. I've never had any issues with buying these type of components from AliExpress or from China. I don't think I'm gonna have any issues this time. It's far cheaper than using them on Mauser. Also, going over to this bulb, so this bulb is now like $17. So I'll chop off like $3 from the prior estimates. Possibly even make some reductions in other places as well. Hopefully getting it even lower. But my game plan is to try to convince the bookstore to buy 500 of them and have them for both semesters. And the other thing I want to also do is not use the current current distributor I'm using. Right now I'm using Battelle Electronics, and the only thing about them is that they're pretty good. They're pretty decent. It's just we found one other group that's far cheaper. So once we get them, they're from Chicago. Once we get them in, we actually get the boards in. We test them out to make sure there's no issues. We might move over to them. They are astoundingly cheap. I might be able to dramatically decrease the cost of the boards even again by just using them. They're actually cheaper than the companies from China, which is blowing my mind. So yeah, and then you can kind of see the code here. It's really simple. Just turning on the pins, setting them to inputs and outputs. My way of clocking is just by going through a certain amount of cycles. I'm not even doing a wait statement. I'm not even checking like the real-time clock's time or anything like that. None of that noise. I'm just trying to get some LEDs to blink. And yeah, that is pretty much the update for the SJTwo. Hopefully, actually I might just look this up. Let me see if I can find, so you can see all the stuff that kind of gets incorporated for this bill of materials. We're using FedEx, no wonder it's so expensive. I'm gonna show this here. I'm gonna open up the other one that I found. So you can find it. What was their name? Chicago. If I just look up Chicago, I'll probably find them. Okay, that did not work out. Here we are. Synergize PCB. Yeah, they had some rocking numbers. See if I can find their. Let's see, where are you? Let's go in here. It's for 50 pieces. I remember asking for a larger quote, around about 100. Yeah, the estimate would be around $2,900. And for order of 100, let's do a little calculation for that. These are the mini boards. These aren't the full boards, but it's still super cheap compared to everywhere else we looked, especially in China. So 2910 divided by 100. That's around $29. That's only 100 of them. So if we went down up to 500, it would drop even further. Remember, this is for the mini board, not for the SJ2 board. There were some parts that were used in the SJ Mini that are slightly a little more expensive than the ones that are used here. Like, for example, I'm using a Silicon Labs USB to UART, which actually worked out perfect. Well, yeah. Oh, that actually reminds me where the other problem is. Yeah, so these LEDs right here. Let me see if I can focus. There we go. These LEDs right here, they just don't do the blinks. Doesn't really matter what I do or try to communicate it, like communicate over UART. The RX and TX LEDs are supposed to be indicators that there's activity, just don't flash on. I checked their polarity, make sure that they were soldered in right, and they are in fact soldered in right. There's no issue there. I'm thinking maybe the logic for it, maybe what I saw on the data sheet was wrong. I checked it again; it seemed fine. They're supposed to just pull low. It's supposed to be open collector. Maybe they're open source. Or open collector, open drain. Yeah, maybe they're one of those. So yeah, I might just flip some of those things and see what happens. But yeah, that's pretty much the situation that we have here. So hopefully, with all this, soon this will be the board that we use, and we'll have the good old gesture sensor, temperature sensor, gesture. Oh God, come on, gesture sensor, accelerometer, all the goodness that's in there. SD card, all that good stuff in there, a little spot for the ESP8266. So yeah, this is my little update, and have a good weekend, or have a good whatever time you watch this video.